की, translated book distribution की, प्रसाद distribution का protection की, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda की, Go Premanandi. All glories to assembly devotees. All glories to assembly devotees. All glories to assembly devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. So, welcome everyone to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. This is an institution all over the world. We're heading from this book. Srimad Bhagavatam, it means the beautiful story of the personality of Godhead. Nobody knows. What? Personality of Godhead? I thought God was a big bang. Hands up those who think God was a big bang. No, most people do. Oh, it was a primordial soup. We all crawled out of a primordial soup millions of years ago. Here we are today, by mercy of Darwin. Natural selection, survival of the fittest. Here we are today. Blobs of chemicals. Blobs of chemicals. Prabhupada wrote a book about this and he was really heavy, He said, life comes from life. So where does the original life comes from? Has anyone proved that life comes from matter? Has anyone ever done that? No. They're cheating the whole world of scientists. Actually, Prabhupada speaks in heavy terms in this book. Life comes from life. So this book is a beautiful story of the personality of Godhead. It describes the person, the absolute truth person, the origin of the Big Bang, the primordial soup, whatever you want to call it. The origin of us, ourself. And he must be this. If we're little selves, we're obviously not the greatest self, because there's lots of other selves hanging around the farm. We're not the supreme self, but here we are in the process of bhakti yoga to understand the supreme self, the supreme person. That's amazing, no? And this book is describing in detail all about the supreme personality of Godhead. It's actually, Prabhupada says, the science of God. Science of God. Now we've got chemistry, we've got physics, we've got maths, we've got microbiology, we've got astrophysics, we've got engineering. These are all sciences. But where's the science of God? Don't we need that? Hands up for those who think we need that. We need a science of God. And get things together, Everyone's thinking, I'm Hindu, I'm Muslim, I'm Christian, I'm Jew. We're fighting like cats and dogs. Because there's no science. Religion without philosophy is just fanaticism or sentimentality. And science without religion, without spiritual knowledge, is just mental speculation. So, therefore we need this book, we need to hear. And this chapter is called Creation of the Four Kumaras and Others. It's a description of the creation, material creation, coming from life down to matter. This is an important point. Life comes from life. So, in this chapter we're hearing conversation between Maitreya and Vidura about how Brahma, he was the first created living being, according to the Bhagavatam. And he was enlightened. It's a long story, you can read in the Bhagavatam, but he was enlightened from within the heart by this Gayatri mantra, and Krishna inspired him with spiritual knowledge. After he'd done so much meditation on the top of a lotus in the beginning of the creation of this universe. According to the Vedas, there's one Brahma in every universe. Some of them have 4 heads, some of them have 10 heads and 100 heads, according to the size of the universe. And there's millions and trillions of universes that have been created every moment. And it's unlimited. When the expansion of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu, he's lying. And when he breathes out, all the universe is popping out of his skin pores. It's not, bad odor. And all these universes are provided for living entities who don't want to serve God. They don't want to serve God. Who wants to serve God? I am God. Just like a prison house. But Krishna is so kind. He provides the prison houses for us so we can try and play on the stage of life. All the world's a stage, right? Shakespeare said. So we're playing up petty roles in this world. So how did this all happen? It's described in this chapter, and by Maitreya to Vidura. And there are different stages of creation, and it's a bit like a list. It's a bit like a list. Sometimes a list is a bit boring. We forget what it's all about. But fortunately, Prabhupada is there, our spiritual master, and he's guiding us through this science of God with his Bhaktivedanta purports. So everyone should read this book and find out how people can be happy, spiritual knowledge, so that the leaders can guide the people in every way. So, okay, that's enough introduction. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I can't read very well on the phone. I'm better. Vaikanasya Valakilyo Dombarai Dambara Penapa Vane Yase Kuti Chaka Purvam Bhavado Hamsa Niskriyam Vaikanasya Valakilyo Dumbara Venapavane Yase Kuti Chaka Purvam Balvodo Hamsa Nishkriyo Vaikanasya Valakilyo Dumbara Venapavane Yase Kuti Chaka Purvam Bhavodo Hamsa Niskriyo Vaikanasya. The section of men who retire from active life and live on half-boiled meals. Valakilya. One who quits his former stock of grains. On receipt of more. O Dumbara, one who lives on what he gets from the direction towards which he starts after rising from bed. Wow. Phenapa, one who lives on the fruits, which automatically fall from the tree. Vane, in the forest. Yase, in the order of renunciation. Kuti Chaka, life in the family without attachment. Purvam, in the beginning. Bhavoda, giving up all material activities and engaging fully in transcendental service. Hangsa, fully engaged in transcendental knowledge. Niskriya, stopping all kinds of activities. Translation purport by his compounder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Mahavishnu Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki. The four divisions of retired life are the Vaikanasas, Valakilyas, Audumbaras, and Penipas. The four divisions of the renounced order of life are the Kutichakas, Balvodas, Hamsas, and Niskriyas. All these were manifested from Brahma. Please repeat. The four divisions of retired life are the Vaikanasas, Valyakilyas, Audumbaras, and Penipas. The four divisions of the renounced order of life are the Kutichakas, the Bhavodas, Hangsas, and Niskriyas. All these were manifested from Brahma. Purport. The Varnashram Dharma, or the institution of the four divisions and orders of social and spiritual life, is not a new invention of the modern age, as proposed by the less intelligent. It is an institution established by Brahma from the beginning of the creation. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 4.13, Chaturvanyam Maya Shrishtam. Om Gana Simrandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Shakshurun Militam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sabitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Sadasi Swapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasati Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama. I want it louder, more loudly please, because I have an ear problem, you know. I had to go to the doctor the other day. It has to be more loudly. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Well, thank you. Hare Hare. I almost forgot. So yes, we've all had this millions of times before. Chaturvanya Mayasi Samguna Kama Vibhagasa. But we don't know the last part. I know, neither did I till I checked it out today. Natasya Nakataram Apima. I'm not the doer. I'm not the doer. I'm Akata. I'm beyond this material creation. So That's very interesting, no? And He's not the doer. God is not the doer. He's creating all these things. Brahma is creating all these things. And Brahma is created by Krishna. So how is it that Krishna is not doing anything? Natasya karyam karanam cha vijite. Natatsamas chabyadikasta disyate. Parasya shakti vividaya vasuyate. Svabhavaki jnana balakrisha. It's all happening automatically by his energies. He has nothing to do. No one is equal to him, and no one is superior to him. So that's how he works. Krishna works. He's doing everything automatically. Even lifting Govardhana hill. Just if you imagine. Shri Radha Govardhana Dari Ki. Did he practice? Did he practice lifting Govardhana hill? Doing muscle building, going to the gym? No. When he saw the inhabitants of Vrindavan were in dire stress because of Indra, the heavenly king, he'd been cheated out of his sacrifices and gifted. Krishna performed this leela. He's performing so many leelas automatically for our benefit. Yeah, he's not the doer. So what's the idea then behind it? Prabhupada's saying 4:13. What does it say in this chapter? Krishna says that Janma kama chime divyam evam yogati tatvata chakradeyam purna janma naji mamati sojana. One who knows the truth about my transcendental appearance and activities doesn't have to take birth again in this material world. That's what it's all about. Krishna's appearance. It's amazing. Ajopi-san aveyatma bhutanam prakritim svamadistaya sambhavami atmamaya. Krishna appears in his own transcendental form. He's unborn, but he appears to be born. That's what we have. That's why we cannot understand Krishna. That's why we have deity worship. So we can actually interact, we can relate with Krishna's form. Because Krishna is the source of everything. Parasya Shakti Vivibhaiva Suyate is a form of marble, is the origin of marble, air, water, fire, earth, everything. So he can appear in any form he likes. Because he's a complete whole. You see, he doesn't have to do anything. Om Purnamada, everybody. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Buddhashate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because he's completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this material world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. And another place, all kinds of incompleteness are perceived because of incomplete knowledge of the complete. Just like this Greta Thunberg. My dear Greta Thunberg, I love you. See, I know you're a great girl, a wonderful woman, and you're fighting for this climate change. Stop the climate change. But dear Greta Thunberg, that's why I wanted to give a message to Greta Thunberg. And all the other nation leaders trying to stop this climate change all over the world. And Mukunda Goswami and Dhrutakama, they wrote a beautiful book, which I hear is going to be, Archita told me is going to be revised now, in the light of the latest developments. We're all trying to dodge climate change. But first of all, let's understand, where does this climate come from? Who made this climate? How did this climate come about? And the mountains and the stars, the air, the sky. Where did it all come from? How can you I give this example, I haven't seen it in Prabhupada, but it seems to be a good example. We're like a little pet dog. Have you ever had a puppy? A puppy? Or a little kitten? I know you've got dogs at home, come on. Speak up, come on. In Colombia, everyone has dogs. Yeah. My parents would not let a dog in the house. I don't know what it was, my parents in England. They were intellectual snobs. The place was full of books. My father, he went, he was a top scientist. He helped to defeat the Germans with his inventions. My mother was MA in English literature. And when the neighbors would come with the dogs, she'd say, tie it up outside, please. We don't allow dogs in our house. What to do? So anyway, have you ever seen a dog trying to catch his tail? It keeps going round. This is mental speculation. We're a creation of nature. So how can we understand nature? This is simple, How can we catch our own tail? We have to breathe, we have to sleep, we have to go to the bathroom, we have to, everything. We're completely dependent on nature. So, how can we understand nature? It's beyond our limited sense perception, because our senses are created by nature. The senses are part of the 24 elements created by Krishna, according to Sankhya Yoga. So how do we get out of this system? How do we get out of chasing our own tail? How are we going to get human society out of this bind, this stupid foolishness, that we can control nature by stopping the carbon emissions? Even they say that the cows are guilty of passing too much gas. They're passing too much gas. So we have to kill them all. Them people are mad, People are mad, Who is crazy, And when it comes to finding out who is crazy, Prabhupada says, because we say the non-devotees are people who don't believe in God or understand God, they're crazy. And they say we're crazy. So how do we solve the problem? Prabhupada says, we have to come to reason. Man is a reasonable animal. There's a difference between us and animals that we have reason. We can think, what am I? Who? Am I this body? Am I this mind? Am I this intelligent? I say my hand, my nose, my finger. This is elementary preaching we do down the Hare Krishna village, So we're not this body. But how do we teach this to the foolish people who are fighting in Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, fighting over stolen property? I came into this world without anything. Mr. Putin, can you hear me? And Mr. what's his name in England, and Mr. Biden. We come into this world without anything, and now we're saying it's mine, America. We're saying it's mine, Russia. We're saying it's mine, Israel, mine, Palestine. How stupid can we get? And when we get old, we have to leave. And we leave it all behind. But we're saying it's mine. So how to get people to come to their senses? That is the mission of Srila Prabhupada, the ISKCON International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It's meant for delivering people from the nescience. And if we look up that, Prabhupada's referring to Bhagavad Gita 2:13. This is a very short purport. I want to just go back to that because Prabhupada says really nice thing which is relevant for us on the farm. I booked a market. I don't usually prepare my classes, but I wanted to read it. 2:13. Okay. It's very nice. It's interesting because sometimes we think Varnashram Dharma. I'm a Brahmin, I'm a Kshatriya, I'm a blah blah blah. So, I'm a woman, I'm a man, I'm a this, I'm a that. But what does Prabhupada say? After describing the four orders of life in that purport, I'll just read the translation. According to the three modes of material nature, and the work associated with them, the 4 divisions of human life, are created by me. Although I am the creator of the system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. So you go down the purport, and you come to the nectar at the end. A person in Krishna consciousness, however, is above even the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas are supposed to be the most intelligent class of men. Although Brahmanas, by quality, are supposed to know about Brahman, the Supreme Absolute Truth, most of them approach only the impersonal Brahman manifestation of Lord Krishna. But a man who transcends the limited knowledge of a Brahman and reaches the knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, becomes a person in Krishna consciousness, or in other words, a Vaishnava. Krishna consciousness includes all knowledge of all different plenary expansions of Krishna, namely Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha, etc. And as Krishna is transcendental to the system of the 4 divisions of human society, a person in Krishna consciousness is also transcendental to all divisions of human society, whether we consider the divisions of community, nation, or species. Srila Prabhupada ki. So by chanting Hare Krishna, we become transcendentalized, spiritualized. We cleanse our designations. Addiction, I am woman. Now, women are very worried about, having, being inferior or something. And Shudras are worried about being inferior. And farmers are considered inferior, according to Bhagavad Gita. Mami patha vyapashitya yepi su papayona Sri Srila Chata Vaishas Tepe Yanti Param Gatim. But Krishna said everyone can go back to Godhead. Everyone. This is the basis. It doesn't matter. And Lord Chaitanya even went through the forest of Jharkhanda. I've been trying to learn this verse. It's a really amazing verse. Gachan Vrindavanam Goro Vyagrebaina Kagan Vane Premamachan something. Premamachan. What's the next line? Premamachan something Nityam. Vidate Krishna Jalpana, Vidate Krishna Jalpana. Lord Chaitanya was going through the forest of Jharkhanda, where we have a center, by the way. You're very welcome. In the forest, ISKCON center in the forest. It's an amazing story about that, how we got that land. Maybe if we have time, I'll tell you. But when Lord Chaitanya went through the forest, there was one tiger was lying on the path, and he said to the tiger, Hare Krishna! And the tiger jumped up, started to dance. And Balabhadra Bhattacharya was amazed. He couldn't believe it. And then other animals came, deers, and the deers and tigers started kissing. Can you imagine it? The tigers usually eats the deer, but they're starting to kiss. And the birds also. Everyone dancing. And Lord Chaitanya was in the water, saying his Gayatri, and mad elephants came, splashed them. Hare Krishna. And they all started to roll on the water. Miraculous. Totally. It was amazing Leela. I love this Leela. And Prabhupada said, don't think we can do the same. Don't think we can go to Jharkhand and see the tigers. No, but at least we can get human animals to dance and sing. Yeah. This is the process for this age. This age of Kali, we have to understand Krishna's appeared in the form of his holy name. to get us out of this, I am Shatya, I'm Shudra, I am this, I am... No, we're eternal servants of God. We're not this party, that party. Not Republican, not Democratic, not this party, that party. We have to belong to some party. Our party is that we're Jiva Swarupa, Krishna Nichitas, we're the eternal servants of Krishna. Krishna Tatastha Shakti, Veda Veda Prakash. We're part of Krishna, but we're very small, simultaneously, inconceivably, one and different from Krishna. So our relation is that we must serve him, just like this hand has to serve the stomach. If the hand tries to eat the food, then it'll be a mess. Today's Dwadasi, we're gonna eat the grains today. Dwadasi Paran Ki. You don't want prasadam? Ki. We want prasadam, but we have to stick it in the mouth. Simple message. So we have to do everything for Krishna. Learn to do everything for Krishna. Doesn't matter what we are, how we work. Even animals, they can serve Krishna. The bulls, they pull Krishna's plow. We have bulls here pulling the plow? Yes? Sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, so there's so many stories. Janananda Maharaj wrote a book about animals and Krishna consciousness. So many nice stories. So we're also animals, but mercifully, Dharma Hine Pashabhisama. We've got some Dharma from Srila Prabhupada. He's taught us the ultimate Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, to serve Krishna. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. So any questions, please? What's the time? We got plenty of time. Sorry, I finished early. Well, I can talk more.
You said if you had time.
Sorry?
You said if you had time, you would tell us a story about how we got the rum and Ricky band. Did I hear that properly?
The Jarikanda forest.
Oh, it was in the Jarikanda forest. Wow, this is an amazing story. Actually, I'm supposed to be the ISKCON regional secretary for Bihar. And that used to include Jarikanda forest. So I don't go to any of the meetings. I think that I'm so busy on Harinam Ruchi, I don't go to any of the meetings. But anyway, I've been there and it's wonderful. And I had a wonderful story. You won't believe the story. So there was one Baba. He lived in Jarikanda in the forest. He's just outside the city, which is the capital of what is now Jharkhand state. It's a new state. They cut Bihar into half. And they call Jharkhand state. So anyway, now this Ranchi is a big city. But on the outskirts of the city, he was his ashram, Babaji's ashram. So he was a Shiva Baba. He had a nice temple of Lord Shiva. Proper to Lord Shiva, he's sitting there, Ganga on his head, meditating. It's like we had in this chapter, Rudra. When Rudra was created, he started to destroy the creation. And then Lord Brahma told him, cool it, do some penance, go into meditation. Time will come when you can destroy the universe. So then he's chanting Ram, 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 Ram. So that's mentioned earlier on in this chapter. So anyhow, he was very nice. What's his name? Shamara Baba. Anyway. So he passed away. And there was like 8 acres of land, maybe 10 acres of land. It used to be in the Jarikanda forest with a little river running through it. And when I saw it, I thought, this must be the place. It's just like the place where maybe the elephants were rolling in the water, big old trees and everything. So then the problem was who to give this land to. Because in the trust a trust property in any country, even in any country, you cannot sell it privately. It's a trust. And so this trust was for religious purpose, for worshipping God and service of God. So then they were looking around. What society should we give it to? Ramakrishna Mission, Sai Baba, or the some other yoga society. There's many in India. There's many societies that could have this land. So there was one trunk that nobody had opened in the Baba's property. So they thought, well, anyway, let's look in the trunk. Maybe some clue. Because there was a committee of the land. You see. A trust has to be run by a committee. There's a secretary, a chairman, members, everything, and they have meetings. So they decided to open the trunk. So they found the key. After some search, they found the key to the trunk. I saw this trunk. Actually, when I went there, I said, "Can I see the trunk?" Big old trunk, typical Indian trunk, made of this zinc with a lock on it. So when they opened it up, what did they see? What did they see? They saw a complete new set of Chaitanya Charitamrita in the trunk. Wow! By Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita, 17 volumes. Achita was saying yesterday how they did a marathon to get those final volumes printed up to the printer in 2 months. Yeah. Amazing. And there the books were. It was a no-brainer. No-brainer. ISKCON. So they called us up. Would you like to come down? And they made some agreement that now we're running that land. That's the story. So Prabhupada book distribution is amazing. Brihatmadanga. I think, this is my speculation, but the Babas all over India, they go to Kumbh Mela every 12 years. Or there's a half Mela every 6 years in Prayag, Allahabad. So I expect, she was a famous Baba. Someone presented it. Baba, take these books. And because the story of Charikanda is in this book, in the 17th chapter of Adi Lila, it describes how Lord Chaitanya, when he went through the forest of Jharkhanda, and all the animals were dancing and singing on his way to Vrindavan. So it's our responsibility now, how to save the world. And this was the idea. Prabhupada's mood was that in those early days in New York, Lower East Side. Save the world now. Picture Prabhupada with his hand on his head like that. Prabhupada's looking amazed. All these young people dancing and singing. What's going on? I'm just an old man sitting under a tree, playing a djembe, small Moroccan. It was like, I've seen. Has anyone been to New Vrindavan in America?
Yes.
You can see that djembe, little djembe. It's made of wood actually, and you can actually play it a little bit. It's in a case, and he probably sitting there, young people. Hey, he looks a cool Swami. What's he doing? And they're, Mary Jane, they're all on Mary Jane and playing their instruments. And they came over. Hey, this is far out, And so they start with Prabhupada, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And Prabhupada kept on and on and on. And he knew that most of us were stoned. I wasn't there actually, but I empathize. I feel like I was there too. You know, we were all there, and some of us got up and danced. And Prabhupada noticed, wow, Brahmananda danced. And somebody was dancing. And there's a picture in there. Was it East Village Other on the front page? Prabhupada with his hand on his head. Save the world now. And that's us. It's the same thing now. We have to save the world now. It's even worse mess now. You know, I don't know, it's not the same. Because now we distribute thousands of books, millions of books, millions of plates of prasadam. Nearly everyone's heard of Hare Krishna. Especially when we go to like Byron Bay. Everyone's smiling and friendly. They know Hare Krishna. So many restaurants, Govinda's restaurants you have. We're famous, especially Australia, we're famous. I think probably more than any other country of the world because of this farm. And then the Hare Krishna village. It's such a... devotees in England, Mark and Charlotte, and Brendan and Cecilia. How did they join? They were backpacking, they came here. They got infected. Wow, Hare Krishna. And they want to know more, they want to chant more, they want to become devotees. And such an amazing place. And I'm so glad to be here, and visiting again. And see your enthusiasm for developing this project. So many ways, going to festivals, opening restaurants, dairy farming, pushing the dairy farming, you know, even though everyone's going vegan, we're pushing the dairy farming. You know, it's wonderful. So thank you very much. Next question, please. We've got a few more minutes, 10 more minutes.
Maharaj, you mentioned the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita and those verses. I've been wondering, Krishna says, like, Jammakama Chamediyam, one who knows my pastimes doesn't take birth again. But that sounds really easy and simple, like one might, we know we've heard Krishna's pastime so many times, but actually to actually change your heart and change the person, like who you really are, it seems, it's almost such a long process and it's very difficult, like water on a stone. So how do they, what's the solution to that? One seems so easy, just know my pastimes, but the actual process of changing your heart is so difficult. So what does it actually mean to know Krishna's pastimes in truth?
Yeah, nice question. So the main thing is hearing. You have to keep on hearing from pure devotees, because we're addicted to mental speculation. Your question is coming from like mental speculation area, because we can't give up mental speculation, and but that's our process. Jnane prayasa mudapasam namantame. We have to give up. And how do we do that? And well, personally, I find that the only way to destroy my mental speculation is to go out and chant Hare Krishna to the people on the street. Because I know they know nothing. Excuse my English, nothing. They know nothing about Krishna. If only they could just hear about Krishna, hear Krishna's name, there'll be something. At one time in their life, some crazy Haris came into their shop and got them to say Hare Krishna before the security kicked us out. Yeah. Oh, you know, the holy name is so powerful, you know. I remember when I was, before I joined Hare Krishna, there must have been about 1970, I got this cyclo-style article, Sankhya Yoga. Cyclo-style means, how do you call it? It was done by machine. And there was a stenciled picture of Prabhupada's face on the front. I looked at it, I thought, this guy's really ugly. And then when I tried to read it, nothing. I couldn't, over my head. At least I thought, I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I thought, I can't understand this, beyond me. But after chanting Hare Krishna for a few days, and then I got it back, I got it. And it was clear as daylight. Because actually, I have to go back, you know. I was brought up in a Christian family. I learned to love Lord Jesus, and I got some rudimentary knowledge from Jesus. I'm not this body. There is a Supreme Father. Don't stick around this material world. Go to the kingdom of God. You know, there's some rudimentary knowledge I got as a child. All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, everybody. All things wise and wonderful, the good Lord made them all. But who is this good Lord? Who is the Father? I never knew. Until I read Prabhupada's books. Till I read Bhagavatam, till I read the Bhakti Godhead magazine. And then read Bhagavad Gita. Then it was clear. Aham savasya prabhavo mataksavam prabhatate iti mat prabhajantima buddha bhava samavita. Krishna said, I am the source of the material and spiritual world. Everything comes from me. Prabhupada's mercy, staring me in the face. But how did I get Prabhupada's mercy? Because my friend, my old, I can say hippie friend, he was, you know, he wasn't in order. He wasn't particularly following. But he did stay in the temple in Soho Street. There was Berry Place those days. And Malati was there, Samasundar was there, Mukunda was there, He was temple president. Others were there. Yamuna was there, Janaki was there. He stayed a few days. So he picked up something. You know you're not that body. And he understood, wow. And he understood that Krishna on the altar, Radharani on his right, must be God the Father of the Christians. And he was thinking, I'm an incarnation of Lord Jesus. He was thinking, I'm the reincarnation of Lord Jesus. Anyway, he came down to see me. He wanted to tell me the good news. And he told me, you're not this body. And he got me to chant. And then that was it. It clicked. Krishna is the Father of Lord Jesus. It was easy. It was a no-brainer. Krishna's walking the planet, etc., and driving the chariot. Why not? God is unlimited. You can't say God cannot come. The Son can come. Why can't the Father come? It all made sense. But it needs purification. It needs that chanting. See, it needs the mercy of a devotee. My old friend, we've done so many crazy things together. I wouldn't like to tell you here. But I thought, well, he's my old friend. I don't want to chant Hare Krishna. But he's my old friend. He's smiling, you know. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. He made me chant. With his mercy. How do you say, Vama Pradashika Guru, my first guru. Yeah. Told me, made me chant. And then when I started to chant, I didn't want to stop. It was something new. It was the latest. I tried to get everyone interested. Everyone left me. All my friends left me. Thank goodness. And so that was it, Here I am today. So this is the thing, we have to give mercy. And that's what you're doing in this farm. It's very wonderful to be here. And thank you very much. We've got 3 more minutes. You have to go out there and give mercy. Or when they come here, give them mercy, give them prasadam, give them the books, everything. Yeah, Haribo. We have to give them Krishna. We've got Krishna here. Jai Shri Shri Radha Govardhana Dari Ki. So difficult, I can't hardly say it. It's a tongue twister. Jaya Radha Govardhana Dari. How do you say it? Radha Govardhana Dari, Radha Govardhana Dari, Radhe. How do you say it? But you don't say Radha at the end. Jaya Radha Govardhana Dari, Radha Govardhana Dari, Radhe. It's really difficult. And you've lost 2 minutes for questions.
Okay, this mentality in mind, creates wars in the world. So the politicians, they think, oh, this country is mine. However, it's said in monks and Gita that kings, they had to expand their kingdoms. So that's their duty, so have to reconcile that.
Yeah, this is called Sanatana Dharma. If at the time when Krishna was present, Yudhishthira was present, they made a worldwide government with Hastinapur as the center. But some kings like Jarasandha, they didn't accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they had to be smashed. So that we have to establish that this is Krishna's property. That everyone has stolen Krishna's property. So we have to get it back for Krishna. This is the duty of the Kshatriyas. So we are prepared to fight. Maybe not now, we're not in a position, but we fight with the holy name, the books, and prasadam. This is our method of subterfuge. We're not going out with MK-45s and terrorists like that, but we're spiritual terrorists. We go on the streets and we chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and people can't avoid it. It's a wonderful thing about the holy name. Nobody can avoid it. Sometimes people do this. But even then, to do this, they must have heard. Yeah. So then, this is devastating. All over the world, devotees are chanting and saving the world and distributing Prabhupada's books. So there's hope. Because it's a Sankirtan Yajna. It's not just us. The demigods are behind it also. We do the Sankirtan Yajna. Saha Yajna Prajasvishva Puravacha Prajapati Anena Prasavisyadvam Eshavo Vishvakama. If we do the Yajna, the demigods are pleased. There'll be prosperity. That's the idea of the creation, to do sacrifice. And this is the Hare Krishna sacrifice. So it'll bring peace, prosperity, everything, the golden age. You have to believe it. Why not? Why we don't just accept it? It works, it works. It works for us, why doesn't it work for other people? Let's try it, let's do this yajna. Spread the holy name, prasadam books, all over Australia, all over the world. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki, Mahamantra ki, Gopavanande, Srila Prabhupada ki. Srila Prabhupada has saved us, so now we have to save others. Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara, Nanda Kumara, Adana Gopala, Adana Gopala, Oh Hanarupa, Nanda Kumara. Hare
Krishna.